One, two, three, audio testing. One, two, three, audio testing. Today is April 27th, 2021. Today is our conversation class. This is our sixth out of eight, six out of eight classes, and therefore we must begin now. Diego Cartagena has not been able to connect, and also he has not been able to send any pre-recorded presentations. For the moment, Mayra Choque has sent two presentations, one from last Thursday and today's presentation. So, since it is already 7:46 Bolivia time, let's begin with Mayra Choque's two presentations.
Good afternoon, Mr. Zulueta. I will talk about Scrum methodology. What is Agile Scrum methodology? Good afternoon, Mr. Zulueta. I will talk about Scrum methodology. What is Agile Scrum methodology? Agile Scrum methodology is a sprint-based project management system whose goal is to deliver the highest value to stakeholders. And Scrum is a framework that allows for more effective collaborations among teams working on complex projects. Agile and Scrum are two similar project management systems with a few key differences. Agile is more flexible and promotes leadership teams, while Scrum is more rigid and promotes cross-functional teams. Agile Scrum methodology is a project that management system that relies on incremental development. Each iteration consists of 2 to 4 week sprints, where each sprint's goal is to build the most important features first and come out with a potentially deliverable product. More features are built into the product in subsequent sprints and are adjusted based on stakeholders and customer feedback between sprints. Agile Scrum methodology focuses on delivering several iterations of a product to provide stakeholders with the highest business value in the least amount of time. Agile Scrum methodology has several benefits. First, it encourages products to be built faster, since each set of goals must be completed within each sprint time frame. It also requires frequent planning and goal setting, which helps the Scrum team focus on the current sprint objectives and increase productivity. What are the 12 principles of Agile? Here are the 12 principles of Agile: customer satisfaction, early and continuous delivery, and brand change, frequent delivery, collaboration of businesses and developers, motivate individuals, face-to-face conversation, functional products, technical excellence, simplicity, self-organized teams, regulation, reflection, and adjustment. Benefits of Scrum methodology. Here are some of collective benefits of Agile Scrum methodology: flexibility and adaptability, creativity and innovation, lower cost, quality improvement, organizational synergy, employee satisfaction, customer satisfaction. The biggest advantage of the Agile Scrum methodology is flexibility. With the sprint-based model, the Scrum team receives feedback from stakeholders after each sprint. If there are any issues or change, the Scrum team can easily and quickly adjust the product objectives during future sprints to provide more valuable iterations. This way, stakeholders are happier because they get exactly what they want after being involved every step of the way. Scrum phases. The first phase is initiate. This phase include the processes related to initiation of a project: create project vision, identify Scrum Master and stakeholders, form Scrum team, develop epics, create pre-product backlog, and conduct release planning. Then, plan and estimate. This phase consists of processes related to planning and estimate tasks, which include stories, create user stories, approve, estimate, and commit user stories, create task, estimate task, and create a final sprint backlog. Implement. This phase is related to execution of the task and activities to create project product. These activities include creating the various deliverables, conducting daily stand-up meetings, and grooming, for example, reviewing, fine-tuning, and regularly updating the product backlog at regular intervals. Then, retrospective, review and retrospective. This phase is concerned with reviewing the deliverables at the work that has been done and determining ways to improve the practice and methods used to do project work. Finally, release. This phase emphasizes on delivering the acceptance deliverables to the customers and identifying, documenting, and internalizing the lesson learning during the project. That's all. Thank you. Bring more effective collaborations among teams working on complex projects. Agile and Scrum are tools
Okay, thank you very much, Mayra. That was your presentation on this Scrum methodology and how to cope with these type of procedures, okay, to make it agile, as the title says. Really quickly, just some pronunciation aspects that I managed to catch. For example, management, adjust, adjust. In your case, this verb in simple past should be pronounced as follow. They are adjusted, id, the ID sound, are adjusted, adjusted, okay? Developers, developers. Then we have the word organizational, 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 okay? I believe includes, okay? If we're talking about the company, it includes, okay? Determining, not determining, okay? So I'm pretty sure you will pay attention to this in the following presentations. On the second, on the 31st second, I managed to catch this phrase, which is this one. Let me mark it out. So, Agile Scrum methodology is a sprint-based project management system whose is for people, okay? So I recommend you to use the other one, which goal is to deliver the highest value to stakeholders. Which goals is to, okay, so which. Then here we can change, you wrote for, we can change it into A. So Scrum is a framework that Scrum is a framework that allows a more effective collaboration among teams working on complex projects, okay? So I would recommend you, okay, this type of article. Well, with that being said, that should be all for your first presentation. Let's continue with your second presentation.
Talk about Scrum methodology and roles in the Scrum. Good afternoon, Mr. Zulueta. I will talk about Scrum methodology and roles in the Scrum methodology, Scrum events, and Scrum artifacts. First, what are the different roles in Agile Scrum methodology? There are three main roles: the Scrum Master, the Product Owner, and the Scrum Team. All of these people are committed to the Scrum project. Scrum Master. The Scrum Master is the facilitator of the Scrum development process. In addition, the Scrum team on a daily meeting. The Scrum Master is responsible for making sure that the Scrum rules are followed and implemented as planned. The Scrum Master's responsibility Activities also include coaching and motivating the team, removing impediments to a sprint, and ensuring that the team that has the best possible condition to meet its objectives and produce deliverables. Product owner. The product owner re- represents the stakeholders, which are usually the customers, to ensure that the Scrum team is always delivering value to the stakeholders and the business. The product owner determines product expectations, records changes to the product, and manage a Scrum backlog, a detailed and constantly updated task list for the Scrum project. The product owner is also responsible for prioritizing the objectives for each sprint based on the value to stakeholders, so that the most important features and deliverables are built in each iteration. Finally, Scrum Team. The Scrum Team is a self-organized group of 3 to 9 people who have the business design, analyze, and development skills to perform the actual work, solve problems, and produce deliverables. Scrum Team members self-manage tasks and are responsible for meeting the objectives for each sprint. The following are the special characteristics of the developed team. Self-organizing. The development team will be a self-managing group who will decide on the task that they will work on incrementally. There is there is not manager who controls their work. Empowered. The team should commit to work, determine how to deliver, and decide on how much to deliver in one iteration. Cross-functional. The team doesn't segregate members and developers, tester or analyst, and each member has the necessary skills to deliver the product increment. Small-sized. The development team should ideally have 5 to 9 team members with skills sufficient to deliver the commit work. Smaller teams will not have the bandwidth to complete unconsiderable work, and large teams will increase the complexity. Co-located. The agile team is typically co-located to ensure effective collaboration. Committed. Since the team is empowered to take decisions on the scope of work in a sprint, they are committed to delivery, should be transparent on the process, and highlight the impediments early on. Dedicate. This team is focuses and is 100% dedicated to product delivery. Scrum events. Events are used in Scrum to create regularity and to minimize the need for undefined meetings in Scrum. All events are time-limited. Once a sprint starts, its duration is fixed and cannot be shortened or extended. All remaining events can end as long as the purpose of the event is achieved, assuring an adequate quantity of time without allowing waste in the process. First, a sprint. A sprint is a period of time during which a specific work is completed and prepared for review. Sprints are usually 2 to 4 weeks long, but can be as short as 1 week. Sprint planning. Sprint planning team meetings are time-boxed events that determine which product backlog items will be delivered and how the work will be achieved. Daily Scrum. The daily Scrum is a very shared communication meeting, no more than 15 minutes, in which each team member quickly and transparently reviews the progress made since the last meeting, the work planned before the next meeting, and any impediment that may be blocking their process. In daily Scrum, the Scrum team meets every day, preferably at the same time and same place, so that it becomes a habit. During the meeting, each member answers three critical questions. First, what did I get done yesterday? Second, what will I get done today? And finally, are there any impediments blocking me? Sprint review. The sprint review is the slow and tell or demonstration event for the team to present the work performed during the sprint. The product owner checks the work against predefined as acceptance criteria and accepts or rejects it. Stakeholders or customers provide feedback to ensure that the delivery increments meet the business needs. Finally, a sprint retrospective. The retrospective is the final team meeting in the sprint to determine what went well, what didn't go well, and how the team can improve in the next sprint. The retrospective, attended by the team and the Scrum Master, is an important opportunity for the team to focus on its overall performance and identify strategies for continuous improvement of this process. Scrum artifacts. Scrum artifacts represent the work of value to provide transparency and opportunities for inspection and adaptation. Scrum-defined artifacts are specifically designed to maximize transparent, transparency of key information so that everyone has the same understanding of the artifact. First, product backlog. The product backlog is the most important document that contains a summary of all the requirements of a system, project, or product. The product backlog can be considered as a to-do list consisting of work items, each of which produces a deliverable with business value. The product owner orders the backlog items according to their business value. A sprint backlog. A sprint backlog is the specific list of items taken from the product backlog which are to be complete in a sprint. Increment. An increment is the sum of all product backlog items that have been complete since the last software release. While it is up to the product owner to decide on when an increment is released, it is the team's responsibility to make sure everything that is included in an increment is ready to be released. That's all. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, my dear Mayra. This is your second presentation, which belongs to today's April 27th, Tuesday, April 27th. Well, on this second presentation, it's I made some notes. It's about how to pronounce the following words. For example, words that begin with the letter S. I know that in Spanish, the majority of these words usually have a E before an S. For example, espuma, español, escuadra, espuma. Okay, so we as Spanish speakers, we tend to take this pronunciation into English, but let's try not to commit that pronunciation. For example, words that begin with S, the pronunciation should start as follow. For example, screw, snake, okay? Spoon, not S, scrum, no, scrum, good. Next, we have objectives, okay? Product, act, not product, no, product. Determines, he determines or she determines or it determines, not determines, no, determines. And then at the end or after this pronunciation, I will also share a YouTube video on how to pronounce verbs ending with ed. I noticed that you have this type of, well, perhaps we can call it a fossilization already. Okay, so let's try to practice and pay attention on this pronunciation. The two most pronunciations for this would be the ID, for example, empowered, empowered, committed, dedicated, okay? And well, the other pronunciation would be with the T sound. For example, like in past tense would be light. So I will share a video so that you and your classmates can go over it, okay? Other than that, I appreciate your presentations. I am looking forward to seeing you tomorrow on our Pearson platform new unit. We are going to begin with a new unit. So now let's go with Gabriela. She just sent me a message. That might be her presentation. So thank you very much. Tomorrow we begin with a new unit. So have a great night. Thank you.
because I am working now. I'm not in my office, and I'll arrive to my house at in an hour or 2 hours, and I'm going to prepare the audio, please.
Okay, so that was her message. So yes, my dear Gabriela, indeed, you can send your pre-recorded presentation afterwards, after you arrive home. Be safe, okay? Yes, we still have time. We still have another week, so that's no big deal. I can replay or play and pre-record your presentation for today on Thursday. So no big deal. Do not worry about it. I am going to send you a message right now. And well, as you have seen, this has been this has been today's presentation for Tuesday, April 27th. I am sure that Gabriel is working right now, but I am still going to wait for him. So I hope that he is able to connect.